Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we discussed yesterday?
Servlet concept, sir.
Yeah.
Servlet
We try to understand that what is servlet. So how to write a servlet program. If you write a class by implementing a servlet interface, we can call that class as a servlet program, right? So whenever you are implementing the servlet interface, which is part of Java X.servlet, so the package, so which is a part of Java Servlet API. So that servlet has the methods like abstract methods, 5 abstract methods. Those are destroy method and get servlet config method, get servlet info method, init method, and service method. So if you start with the init method is not returning anything, no return type. I mean that means void. Here the return type is void. That means it doesn't return anything. And this method is going to take input. So what is the input is going to take? It is servlet
Servlet
uh,
config.
servlet
Config.
config object. Yes. And this service method is also returning void. So that means this method, once this method executes, so it doesn't return anything. So this service method is taking two inputs. What is those two inputs? A request object and a response object. That is servlet request object and servlet response object. Okay. So suppose let us say you want to call this method. So this is your class, and you have to call this method. So how do you call this method? What are the required to call this method, guys? No idea. So just assume this is the simple class, and my
Creating
question
an
is,
objects.
yeah. So first, what you have to do? So let me write the code here. First, we have to do. So let's assume we have a public static void main method. Inside that we are in. So what is the first step inside public static method? We have to write. So to call these methods, service method and init method. So first you have to create object for which
Create an
class,
object.
guys? Welcome
Welcome
servlet.
servlet.
Yeah. So WS stands for welcome servlet. I'm just creating object for welcome servlet. Okay. So this is the welcome servlet. So I just created object for welcome servlet. And so after that, what I can do, I have to call my requirement. I have to call init method, and then I have to call service method. So to call init method, is it correct? So this is the line which we create object for that class, and this is the line we are calling. So is there any problem in this line syntactically? Yes, please
No,
respond. And so what about this line?
no, sir.
No problem. You don't have any problem in this. Okay. So what I will do is, I will take these 2 lines of code, and I'm going to write a program called test.java. So inside test.java, I'm going to write a class called the public class test, public class test, and this test is nothing but the simple class which we can use it, public static void main. Okay. public static void main string args, and this is the standard method. So this is the line of 2 lines of code I wrote here. So now let's try to compile this code. So how to compile this code? Java C I had to do. So it is not here. What we have to do? Set path equal to C program files where the Java is there. So where the Java is there, so that location you should give. That means bin location. So there it can find that all the compiler and all. Okay. So now semicolon dot semicolon. Okay, Java C. So what is the class I would like to compile? Test dot Java. So what is the problem, guys? So what is the problem here? What is the error? Which line the
Cannot
compiler
access.
is giving? Huh?
Cannot access
Cannot
servlet, sir.
access servlet. Class file for Java actor servlet not find. So the problem high here is the line number. What is the line number? So for example, let's say line number 7. The problem here. So this line is it's not talking about anything. So it is saying that so init method while calling the init method is expecting what it is expecting. What it is expecting, guys. So
Import Java.
look at this. Look at this method. What I am doing here.
Parameter, sir.
Hmm?
Parameter, sir.
Yes, yes. The parameter is required, right? You should think about it. Just don't blindly, so I am not passing any value here. Syntactically, it's wrong, right? That's the one thing. Okay. So because this method and this method both are accepting the input. We don't have any method in it with the name in it without any parameter. Do we have that kind of method in this class? Do we have? All right.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So let me set the class path also because the internally this is using the some class, right? So one interface, right? So which is that the class welcome servlet is using servlet config, the servlet request response. Those are all part of in the just servlet API. So if the servlet API jar I am setting into that, again I'm compiling. Now look at this error. So this was the problem. The servlet it told that the servlet cannot be found. I mean, because internally, so when it's trying to execute that line, so internally it's trying to use these methods and all. So that is the reason the compilation time always checks this one, right? So it could not able to find the access. That's the reason I set that jar file to the class path, and then I try to compile. Then now the actual problem displayed, thrown by the compiler. So what is the problem? Method init in class welcome servlet cannot be applied to given type. You are trying to apply without parameter, but it is required servlet config object. Actual and formal argument list different in a length. That means so it is required servlet config object, but you are not passing. No arguments were. So that's the reason the compiler is telling that. So please check that. So what we have to do here? You have to pass servlet config. Is servlet config is a class or interface? Servlet config is a class or a interface? This servlet config.
Class.
Method, sir.
Uh-huh.
Class.
Is it class? Did you check it? After my class, did you spend some time to look into this, all the things, interfaces and all? This is interface, guys. How do you say that is class? All these are interfaces only. servlet config, servlet request, servlet response, all are implementation interfaces only. So logically, we use the object implementation class of those interface actually. So here, so you are using a reference variable config with the type is servlet config. That means what? So you have to pass the object of a class which implements the this interface. Which interface? Servlet config interface.
Servlet config.
Implement the servlet config interface. If you go and see that, so if you want to still this is the API, servlet API. Here also you can look into that. And yeah, let's go here on servlet config. So is it interface or class? Yesterday I shown you as well, right? Is it interface or class? The document. So it is interface. So that means now my requirement is here. I have to call this method. So to call this method, I have to pass object of this servlet concept config. Can I create object for this servlet config? Can I create?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How do you create object for interface? Servlet config is the interface or class?
Interface, sir.
Then can we create object for a servlet interface?
Using class name, sir. By using class name, we are
This
creating.
line. What is using class name means what? Which class? That we can do. But tell me about this line, guys. Is it valid?
No, sir.
No, sir.
What is the problem now? Here we are trying to create object for
Create object for interface.
interface. So then it's not possible. But what for which class I have for for which class I can create object? Only classes we can create object. So for which class?
New
A class which implements
Implement
this servlet
config.
config. But do you know
Config
that
interface.
what is that class is which is already implemented? Do you know that?
New
Don't know,
welcome
right?
servlet, sir.
New welcome servlet. This one. Do you know that? Do you know any class which implements this servlet config?
No, sir.
This is interface. You don't know, right?
Yes, sir.
So we implemented only for servlet interface. Servlet interface,
Sir.
right? So you know only the class which is implementing the servlet interface. We don't know a class which implements the servlet config, and because this you implemented. Who implemented the servlet interface?
Sir.
You implement. We implemented.
We implemented.
And so we this one, and this one. These three are also a. What are those? These
Interface.
interfaces only.
Interfaces.
So do you know a classes which are implementing these interfaces? Did
No,
you
sir.
implement anything like that? We did not, right? So
Yes, sir.
then how do you know this? So generally, if you want to call this init method, you should have that object readily. That object you have to pass to which method? Init method. Then only the compilation will get success. Okay. What I am doing is by default I will make it null here.
Yes.
I don't know, right, the class name just for timing. Now even it is not useful if you try to use null and execute it, but I'm just making here. So what is the problem here? Cannot find symbol. What is the symbol? Servlet config. What is the symbol, guys? Servlet config. So that means the program we are using one interface. That interface has to be imported. What is that? Java X dot servlet dot
servlet
dot
servlet
and
config.
Servlet config. This is the interface we have to import. Okay. So now it got some compiled successfully, and now I'm running it. Look at this init method. It called the init method and executed. But logically, in this init method, are we using this object? Are we using this object? We are not using, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
That's the reason, because even if you pass null also, we are not getting any exception. That's the reason. Okay. So that means this whole stuff you don't do, you don't need to do. Whenever you prepare some class, if you want to use it, generally what you do, you have to create object and call the
Get
method,
an
and
object.
these things you will do, right? So when you create a servlet program, just you compile that servlet program and take that dot class file and place into web application classes folder. So once you place that in a classes folder, if you want to access it, just do the configuration in a web.xml. So for that particular servlet, if you write 100 servlets, you have to configure 100 times for each servlet. For each servlet, these two configuration is required. What is that configuration? Servlet configure and servlet mapping configuration.
Servlet
So
mapping.
servlet configuration, servlet name, and servlet class. So name you can give any name, whatever you like, and the class name you have to give the same. What is the class you have with a package? If it is a part of package, you have to give the full name. We can say that is fully qualified name. Okay, so you have to give the class name, and then under the servlet mapping tag, so this is the same, just you have to change these values servlet to servlet, that's it. And under the servlet mapping, then we have the name, the same name, whatever the name you configured here, the same name you have to give. And url pattern, the url pattern, which pattern you want to use, you can use your own pattern, whatever you like it. Okay, so slash, what is that, guys? Slash welcome I gave here. So what two things I did, I created a servlet program by implementing the servlet interface and provided the implementation for all the methods, and then compiled. I placed in the classes folder, and while compiling, I took help. Which jar I took help? Because we are using this. All these are part of the Java Servlet API. So I set the class path for that the jar file Servlet API. Then I did the compilation successfully. After compilation, I got a dot class file. After getting the dot class file, I put the dot class file under the classes folder. So once I put the classes folder, so I try to configure. So in other web apps, I try to configure that class, the servlet program in web.xml. So which is servlet and servlet mapping. So the servlet which is having here, the servlet name and servlet class and servlet mapping, servlet name and URL pattern. Okay. So this is how we do the configuration. Do you guys have any doubts so far on these configurations?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
So you are clear about it, right? Okay, that's good. So then let's try to run this server. So when you try to run this server, how to start.bat, and just try to click on that. The server is getting started, and it's trying to deploy the things. What are the applications we deployed in the web apps? And server got started within 1875 milliseconds. It took 1875 milliseconds to start this server. Okay. So that means more than 1 second. It's nearly 2 seconds time it took to start this server. Okay. So if you don't see any error, that means the Tomcat server got started successfully. And now you know that how to access that resource. To access any resource, what you have to do? What we have to do? So you should know that IP address of the server, the Tomcat server which is running, and port number of the server, and the project name. What is the project name is deployed in the web apps folder, and you should know the URL of that resource. So what is the URL of our resource just now we created? That is slash welcome. Slash welcome. Now let's go and try to access it, and then we will try to understand that. Okay, yesterday we were talking about, one second, the local host 8080, and so yeah, here you have the CSTPS/welcome. So I'm trying to access it, and server send a request to the server. It is getting processed. You can see here. You can see the processing. Okay. So the problem is, sometimes the server now it got. So if you can see that here, the server. So it called the init method and service method. Who called this init method and service method? Because why we are getting these messages? These messages are getting displayed in the server console. Server console. Am I right? These are getting displayed in server console because these messages are inside init method, inside service method. So how when these methods will get displayed? These messages. Whenever these methods executed, then only we can get that messages, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So we got, yeah. So what is meaning of this? That means someone called this method. Someone called this method. These two methods? Who call these methods? The moment when you try to access the URL/welcome. So what will happen is, listen carefully. What will happen is, so with that IP address, it will identify the system, and with that port number, it will identify the server, and with that project name, it will identify the project name, and with this URL pattern, it will identify the resource, because we already configured that. So what will happen is, the moment when you send a request, I mean, when you click on this link here, so we can call it as a request, right? So you can call it as a request. Look at here. Again, I'm just clicking on here. That means request send again. And this is the request went and is going, still working on that, still running, and it executed successfully. And look at this, and the request went successfully. Okay, so we are getting 200 status, means the request went to server, and server processed successfully the response. That is meaning, that is the server response. Okay, so here, so 200 error. Okay, now so what will happen is, with this help of this, the request, you can see the request headers and response headers. Okay, the request headers accept encoding, user agent, and even your browser details are sending to whom? These browser, the user agent means you are the user, where this is the browser is the user, this is the user. So these details are being sent to the server. So you can see that these are the details. Okay, so all these request headers, all that information will go to the server. So what will happen is, when the request went to a server, the Tomcat server, the Java server, what it does is, first it creates the request and response objects. First, it will create the request and a response object. The moment, because it knows the HTTP protocol, right? So even server also knows the HTTP protocol, and this client also knows the HTTP protocol. The data is being sent in the format, HTTP format. Okay, so that format can understand easily by the server. Once the server receives this request, what the server will do is, it creates the request object. It creates the request object. Who create the request object, guys? Are you going to create it, or who create the request object?
Server,
Who
sir.
create the request object? Server create the request object, and response object also. Two objects will be created immediately. So creating a request and response object is nothing but creating an object for a classes. So what are those classes is, a classes which are implementing the servlet request and servlet response interfaces. A classes which are implementing the servlet request and servlet response object. So for those two classes, the server is going to create the object. First, what we will do is, I'm just uh, printing. Before that, I'm just printing config. It's a variable, right? Config is a variable which holds some object. Okay. And we are trying to understand the servlet life cycle, guys. Please listen carefully. And so we'll try to understand what will happen when you send a request to a server. And I'm displaying the request object and also the response object. Okay. So I'm just taking this response object and displaying. Okay. Now look at this, guys. So I just changed my code. Okay. We are trying to understand the flow. That is the reason I kept some messages here. Okay. So I have to compile, right? So what is that class I have to
Missing
compile?
Semicolon
semicolon, sir.
is missing.
Okay. Okay. Good. So now welcome servlet.java. I'm trying to compile. Did you get any error while compiling the servlet class? We don't get any
No,
error,
No,
right?
sir.
Yes. Then it got success. Now let's go. Let's go and see that, C drive server folder. So latest, just now it is 6.5. So I got it and I'm going to place it. So the moment when you deploy any dot class files, so I'm just removing the existing one and pasting the new one. The moment when you deploy the new classes, I mean updated classes, so you have to restart the server. You should not use it like that because the changes will not affect. So what you have to do, you have to restart the server. So again, you have to go and restart the server. Server restarted successfully in 664 milliseconds. That means which is less than 6 seconds. Okay. So now let me go and access the resource again. You already configured everything, right? Only just you change the code. Okay. Now look at this console carefully. Can you see the console clearly? Is it visible for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now again I'm sending a request. The moment when I send a request, the request comes to the server. Look at this. First it called init. First it called before init method. So what is this object, guys? In init method, first it called init method. So which method is called by the server? First it called the init method. This is the very first time request. Once your server started, you just try to access. This is the first time you requested for the same resource. You can request for many times for a particular act to access any resource, but this is the first time you try to do. Whenever you try to do the first time, it called the init method. So when it called the init method, in a init method, what I displayed here, config object. So the servlet config object. So config hold some class object. What is that class, guys? org.apache.catalina.core.standard wrapper facet. So this is the class implementing the which interface, guys? This is the class implementing the which interface, where this class is available, which is part of server. Server has all the implementation, right? I told you that the Tomcat server has the implementation for the servlet API. So that means all servlet config, servlet request, servlet response, all those things. So this class which I selected here, so this class implemented which interface, guys?
Servlet config, sir.
Correct. So servlet config implementation class it is. It is already someone is implemented. The dot class is already available in jar file, some in the server, and it took that class and created object and passed that object also to call that method. Before calling init method, it has to create object. That who did all this step? The server only. Server is taking care of all this. Only just you call that resource, then it called, and then next come to that. The method next it called the which method? Server first it called the init method, and next which it called which method, guys?
Request.
Service, sir.
The service method, right? Yeah. So before calling the service method, it has to create two objects. What are those objects? we need these two objects, right, to call this method.
Request.
Servlet request object and response object.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So request faced class is the implementation class of which interface? Which interface, guys?
Service.
Hmm? Are you listening me?
Servlet
Clearly?
request, sir.
Right. So this class is the implementation class of servlet request interface. Whenever the server is calling the service method, it needs the two objects. What are those two objects it need to call? Servlet request and servlet response.
Servlet response.
Before calling, it need two objects. So those objects these are the things. This is also taken care by the server only. You don't need to create object and pass the values and all. So because as who is the caller of this service method? The server. Okay. The request faced or org.apache.catalina.connector.request-faced class is the implementation class of servlet request, and the same way org.apache.catalina.connector.response-faced is the implementation class of servlet response interface. So these two classes are already a part of Tomcat libraries. So those are already there. The just server took those classes and create the object. And now, so it called the service method. That means whenever you send a request to a server, first what it does, if it is the very first time, then it calls the init method. First, it will create the object for that implementation class of servlet config and then call the init method. And then immediately it will call the service method. Before calling service method, it has to create object for request and a response object. Okay. So far clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Yeah. So now let's try to understand another thing. Again, I'm going to send a request, guys. Please listen, look at this carefully. These are the things we have till now console. First it call the init method and then it call the service method. Now again I'm going to send a request, the same request, and clicking on enter. A request is going and the server is taking the request, and look at this, request went successfully and it executed, and you can see that in console also the request came and we got the 200 steps. And look at this till this part, it's already executed, right? Till this part. And the second time when you send a request, is server called init method? Did server call init method? No.
No,
It
sir.
called only
Service method.
service
That
method.
service method.
So all the time, yeah. Again, I'm sending the request. Again, I'm sending the request. Look at this guy. Again, it called the service only. It did not call. So only once it will be called. Which method will call only once? Init method. Init method. But rest of the time, the second time onwards, if you try to request n number of times, it always calls the init. Each method, guys, service method. Okay, who is going to call this method? Server only.
Server.
Okay. So before calling this method, the server is doing two things. The service method, it is creating objects for two classes. One is request object and response object, like a servlet request object and servlet response object. So it creates the object for those things, and it will place all the input data, whatever the requested data you sent here, right? So this is the request headers. Okay, all the request information will be held by the request object. That means all the information will be stored by the server. Server, what it does is first it take that all the information and create the object for the request and response object. All the request data will be stored in the request object. Okay, so if you want to access that request data, I mean which came from the server, which came from the client, the request data will come from the client, the server. not server. Okay, so the request, that data you can access from this request object. To know that how to access that, just go and look at this, servlet request, guys. So look at this servlet request and look at this. So you have so many methods as part of the servlet request interface. So this means the class which implemented this interface, which has all the implementation of this method, right? So now you can see there are so many methods. There is the request dot get content type, attribute names, get attribute, return the value of the attribute, and get content type, dispatcher type, input stream, get local, get location name. So get parameters. We will use those many methods here, but mainly we will use get parameter. So why would what is the use of these methods is to access the information from the request object. We can use these methods, and whatever the information we got from the browser, I mean the client, all the information will be placed in which object, guys? Request object. So server, we create the request object, and it will place all the data in that request object. So that data, if you want to access it, you can access by all these methods. Okay. Um, okay. These are all the methods. I'm just looking for that method. Okay. So what I will do is I will try to use one method to get information. Let's say for our example, so let's try to get this. Okay, I want to get that user agent. Okay, I want to get the user agent because this is the request information. User agent means what? So the client information. That means Mozilla 5.0, Windows NT 10, Windows 64. This is the about your browser. Whatever the browser you are using, right? This is about the browser information. Okay, so just I want to get this information, guys. This information. So let's look for that method. Okay, so for your better understanding, I mean, to call these all those methods and all, what we will do is we will try to use this class in Eclipse, so that so we can find easily the methods and all. So far you understand, right? What is servlet, how to configure, how to implement, what are the methods has to be implemented, and how to deploy, how to access. When you access, so what are the methods that you will call it? If it is the first time, it will call init method, and next time onwards, as long as you are calling it always call the service method. Whenever it is called the service method, before service method calling service method, it has to create the server, create the two objects, request and response object. So whatever the information is sent by the client, all the information will be stored in the request object. So that from that request object you can access that all the information, and you can do whatever operations you want to do, and you can again send the response. How to send a response also. So far you are not getting any response, right? It's a blank, but still you want to send some response. So that logic also you can write it here. So what I will do is I will just uh, take this class into the Eclipse, and there we will see that. Okay, so dynamically, if you want to create a servlet object, servlet programs and all. So till now what I did, we manually went, compiled, created the structure and all, we did it, right? Even through the Eclipse you can do easily without doing all those things which we did till now. So go to the new project and other. So and go here. So this is web. You can see the web, right? So web. So we can see the web, and here you can see that dynamic
Sir,
web project. Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
servlet.
Yeah, yeah. Servlet. Yeah. Even if you want to create, the servlet project, and you can select it. And but this is for only a particular servlet creation. Okay. only a particular servlet creation, which is under the test project it is tracking. But my intention is I'm trying to create the new project. So new, and what is the perspective? Go here. The perspective, we have many perspectives. That if you are using only core Java project, you can use Java, and you can open it, but different perspective. You can see that Java and JEE default. If you use JEE Java Enterprise, so then you will get a different perspective here. So now you know, now you got a different options here. So earlier it was, the perspective was Java only. That's the reason you got, when it new, we get only new Java project. But the moment when I change the perspective, Windows perspective to the at Java EE, so then file new, you got a different options. Here I'm going to take it, what is that? It should be a dynamic web project. So dynamic web project I'm going to create. The web project name is CSTPL. And so what is that, target, which module and all server, and it's taking by default, and clicking on that. And what is the build folder you have to. So I mean, you will, this is SRC is that folder, and all the dot class file where you want to keep build/classes folder, or you want to keep in some other directory. So you can keep web-inf a classes folder. So I just change it. So content directory means web content. So that means all HTML files, all you can place here. And this is the context direct root and finishing. And this is the way you can create a web project structure. You got the web project structure. Look at this, web-inf and all. Okay. Now here I can go and create. I can go and create the lib folder is there, and I can go and create the new. Now you can say what we have to create. This is the project structure we created, guys. How we did manually also we created already a structure, right? So manually this structure, the same structure we created with the help of Eclipse, just selecting the new dynamic web project. Okay, now we got the SRC folder and web content. Here you can keep that all the required things. Okay, now look at this, guys. New servlet program. Okay, so you have to create new servlet program. How to create? When you click on servlet program, so it is asking the package. Do you want to give any package name? You can still give, or it's not required if you want. So I'm just making it as a com.portstream. The package name I'm giving com.portstream, and also I have to give the class name. So the class name welcome servlet. Welcome servlet. So look at this, guys. A class name cannot be. Oh, sorry, guys. What happened to this? Yeah. So class name and super class. It is what is a super class? By default, what it is showing here, javax.servlet.http.servlet. I will come to this point later. So for now, what we learned till now, a class which implementing the servlet interface is nothing but a class which implementing the servlet interface is nothing but we can call it as a what we can call, guys. It is servlet program. I'm looking for this. 1 second. Servlet. Okay. So I will explain why it is showing, because this is the fundamental things which I explain. Let me next. I'm not having anything. Next, sorry. So here only it is asking the URL mapping. So it takes the name as a welcome servlet, and you can still change it whatever you want. That, and it is asking that URL mapping, what URL you want to. So if you change it to your own name, or if you keep the same name, also it works. So all you are doing with the graphical manner here. So till now we did a manual. So with the help of Eclipse and interfaces, we are selecting interface, and so it is implementing all these methods. You can look at this init method, get servlet info, service method, destroy method, get servlet config methods, all implemented and finish. Okay, now the project is ready. Our project is ready, and still we have some errors. It is saying that I cannot find these all those things. Java X dot. Where these things will be available, guys? Where these things available? All these interfaces. Where it is available? Why the compiler is saying that I cannot find it? Why the compiler is saying I cannot find it? Where these things available?
Set paths.
No, my straightforward question is,
Yes, sir.
these are all some interfaces, right? Where these
Yes, sir.
interfaces are available? From where you can get all those things? Where this
Java,
package and interface? Huh?
Java X dot servlet, sir.
Yeah, that package where it is available. Compiler is saying that I don't know what is this Java X dot servlet. That is what is import Java X cannot be resolved. So that is a package, right? So Java, even you are not getting any error for this java.io. The compiler is easily identify that what is java.io, but still the compiler is could not able to identify it. So what's the problem there?
Server, sir.
What server? What do you mean that?
Tomcat, sir.
So it's a compilation. It's a compilation issue, right? Yeah. So you mean to say these classes package you can find it from server?
Oh, sir.
Okay. From where? So nobody have any idea? It means you are not practicing.
We did not use those packages, sir.
When you create this servlet interface, I mean servlet class, you use it these all those things, right? These are all the things there you can see. Servlet interface, servlet config, servlet request, servlet response. We already used it, right? In the first day itself. We are not getting error for this import, but we are getting error for this import. What is the problem? At least talk about this problem. So at least you are getting my query or question. What I am asking? Did you understand my question first of all?
Yes, sir.
So what is my question?
Where available Java X
We are
servlet.
getting compilation error. Yeah, go ahead. Where?
Where available this servlet Java X dot servlet, sir. It's available in
It's available in. So that is my
Apache
query.
Tomcat, sir. Yes.
Right. Apache it, Tomcat?
This package
Now
is
I
available
want to
serverless package.
servlet package. Okay. So, but in other ways, let me ask in other way. So this is the compilation error I am getting. How to resolve this error? You don't need to tell where it is available and all those things answer. But how
Yes.
to resolve this issue? What I have to do?
Package Java X servlet.
To resolve this compilation
Set
error,
class. Set class for
set class path. Okay.
Jar
What I have to
files.
do?
Sir, build
Which
external jars.
which jar file?
Build.
Which jar file I have to set?
Servlet.
Which jar file?
Servlet.
Okay.
Java X dot servlet.
What is the jar file name, guys? I think you guys not practice. That's the reason these are all the problems. Just now, before this Eclipse, you say we did this, na? We did this, right? Class path. We have to set a jar file, Servlet API jar file to a class path to identify the interfaces which we are using as part of the Servlet program. So to identify the compiler, we have to set. The reason we have to set these things is, by default, the compiler always checks in the JDK, right? It's not a part of JDK. It's a part of Java X. It's part of Servlet API jar file, which is another jar file. You have to set the class path. But here we are not getting error because it's the java.io package is part of JDK. And these are all not part of a JDK. And you have to set a class path, a jar file, which contains all these classes or interfaces. So where these things are available? In Servlet API jar file. Where the Servlet API jar is available, and you can find it from the lib folder of the server. Lib folder of the server. Servlet API. We set the class path. The same way you have to say, we have to set a class path, a jar file, a library which contains all these interfaces. So where these all interfaces are available in that jar file. So that jar file you have to set. There is in Eclipse you can do it. That the meaning is same, setting a class path only. But manually command line, if you do that, you have to use this set class path equal to that jar file. But if you want to do in Eclipse here, right click, build path, configure build path, and add external jars and go wherever the jar file, or else you can keep the jar files inside the project also, and you can select it. For now, I'm selecting the location where it is there, or here also there, right? So it is there. You can select wherever the jar file is there, that location you have to give. What I did, a library I added. What is the library I add? Already by default, Eclipse having that libraries. Look at this JDK, JRE libraries. So that is the reason we are no need to set. And this is our the new thing, which is not by default. Just we are adding that class. I mean the jar, and applying and apply code. Okay. Now error gone. Is compilation showing any error? No.
No, sir.
Is it showing? No. That means compiler recognized these interfaces from that added library. So this is also simple. If you are using Eclipse, you can easily do that, Like, if you are doing manually, you have to type the commands and setting and time taken. Okay. So let's come to this part actually. When you send a request to a server, what will happen, guys? Here, what will happen? So the request object response objects will be passed to the service method. Uh, I mean, when it will call the init method and service method, init method will call only once, and service method will call for each and every request. I'm just taking the request object dot get. Okay, so get attribute, get content line, get content type, get local name, get parameter values, get protocol, get read. So like many things we are getting, get server name, get server port number if you want to get servlet context object. So many things we can get it from that request object. So the before calling the server, all that kind of information will be placed in that request object, whatever we get from the client. Okay, so what we will do is we have the get attribute names method. So we will just select that get attributes method. So I'm just calling the get attribute method control. I mean, I'm just assigning the variable. So attribute. So what is this, guys? This is enumeration. Enumeration is a is nothing but a, it's kind of, we already know that iterator, right? Iterator we use, it's kind of like that. It will check the has next and next element, next method. We use that when we are using that iterator, right? In the same way, enumeration also will do that kind of process. That means what it does, this get attribute method, it return list of values. That means a list of attributes. Okay, so what I will do is attribute names dot get. Okay, so if you want to iterate it, already they gave that example how to iterate all those things. See, here they gave you like this. This is what you can do. For example, to print all elements of vector and all, I will talk to them. Okay, close here. Okay, let me close. Oh. So what we are doing is from the request object, we are trying to get all attribute with the help of method called get attribute methods, attribute names method, which is predefined method. Just we are trying to use it. Okay. So here attribute values. AV for I am using my own name, attribute values. Okay. So elements is undefined in the, in what is that the reason? Okay, let's see that method. What are the methods? Okay, so we have two methods. It's like a iterator. You guys know that iterator method, right? Guys, do you know? Did you remember that iterator method?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we use that iterator method to iterate by using has next method and next method. So has next method is used to identify the, I mean, whether objects are available or not. So so look at this. What I will do is, instead of this, I will use my own way. While so av dot has more element. What this method will do is it will return true or false. So if the values are there, it will give return. So and av dot next element string value. Okay, I am holding that next method. Just I'm calling methods, guys, predefined methods, next element, and then I'm displaying here and displaying system dot out dot println next element. Okay, So look at this next element. So this is the code. What I did from the request object, which is predefined object and created by the server and passed by the server. So I'm calling a method called getAttributesName method. That method is returning enumeration object. So that enumeration is nothing but like in iterating, like in which holds the multiple values. And I am just checking that if that has even this enumeration is a part of java.util package. So even I'm checking the before displaying, I'm checking that has more elements. If the elements are there, then it will return true. Then it will enter into while loop. Then I'm getting the calling the next element method. It will hold the value and displaying like that. So again it will come here. Again it will check has more values in the next reference like this. So if we have 10 elements, it will execute 10. If we have 20 elements, it will execute 20 times. So it based on the as long as it returns true, that will display that. Okay. So I'm just taking this piece of code and going and placing here. Going and placing here. Okay. In service method, I'm going and placing here. Okay. Now, if I want to compile it, so why I'm using Eclipse is for timing. We can build here also, just for quickly you can access the methods. Otherwise, you have to go and prefer the document and all. Okay, you can continue with the Eclipse also. I'm just compiling. We got an error. What is that error? Enumeration. It cannot find what is enumeration. Okay, so we have to tell. And also it is saying that request. I cannot find what is request because here the variable name is req, not r request. That is the one issue, the compilation issue. And another one is enumeration. You have to import it. So you have to import it as like here. How the import java.util. So you have to import it. So I'm just going to import it here. Okay, now let me compile, guys. Let me compile it. Sorry, guys. Welcome servlet.java. Compiled successfully. And where that class available? Here, the latest one is 641. So I'm just taking it and going to download. And here, web apps. And going here, web app classes folder. I'm just deleting and pasting over here and restarting the server. So how to restart the server? You know, guys, and go to the bin folder and start.bat. The server started successfully, and now again I'm sending a request. A request went. It called init method and
Service method.
service method. But I am displaying, right? I don't know whether it is not having any attribute and all. Whether we compile successfully or okay. So it calls service method and it's not displaying anything. That means it doesn't have any attributes and all. Okay. So anyway, what you do is just look at these methods and try to use some of the methods in our code. Try to write a servlet program and compile, and from the request object, try to use these methods and display and try to do some practice on that. Okay. So I will take one form tomorrow, I mean input form, and then I will how to register the, like you want to register, like there should be have one form, and there you will enter all the details, and when you click on submit button, so the data will go to the server will capture all the information, and it has to store in a database. All the flow we will track tomorrow. At that moment, how to capture the data from the request object, I will try to explain you guys. Okay, guys. So far, any doubts?
No, sir.
But stay with these methods.
No,